A machine tour of the EZ1000, a 1 meter wide foil winding machine made by the company Erisam. Here is the touchscreen industrial PC controller. Here is the main winding axis, mandrel. You can see here a press arm that is used when winding the start and the very end of the foil. Here is a cylinder for the tailstock open-close action for unloading the coils. At the front here we have a clamp arm that is used each time the foil is cut, and similar thing for each paper, number 1 and number 2. There are 2 papers and 1 foil on this machine. Overview, paper 1, paper 2 and the foil. Each of these systems are independently, constantly aligning separately. They align to the edge of the foil and the edge of the paper using a sensor here and 2 more for the paper. The position of these sensors is adjusted here and here. As I said, each paper and foil is independently moving backwards and forwards. There is a tailstock system for each paper with a pneumatic inflatable core to clamp on the ID using this rubber. There is a tension arm system where we adjust the main tension, and that is driven against in the opposite direction with the servo motor of this axis to keep the paper tension absolutely constant. Exactly the same is happening here with independent servo motor and traverse system. At the back of the machine is the foil decoiler. This has hydraulic open-close action. Here is the hydraulic power supply for this. There is also a pneumatic cylinder here for opening and closing tailstock. A similar thing here for the arm. However, this arm has also an absolute encoder. This is to measure the coil diameter, because the machine is making constant calculations during the usage of the supply spool of copper. As it gets thinner, it is adjusting the torque in the main driving motor to keep this constant. This decoiler can take up to 2,000 kilos of copper and has a turning force of 2,500 Newton meter. It's a beast. Moving on, the foil is coming to this part of the machine, which is a feeding, only for loading the coil. So when we load the foil, this arm comes down and we can drive forward back. Over here we have a cold pressure welding system. 50 tons per millimeter squared pressure can be created to weld the terminals. The operator loads the terminal into here and we can create the connection between the foil and the terminal. This again is fully programmable axis, forward, back. And for the loading and manual operations, only happens once per new supply spool of copper. We have a series of options here for setting up. The rest is done on the main controller when you're in winding mode. The EZ1000 foil winding machine. One last thing, the edge filler strips. Adjustable position to wind bands